You ever feel like a game is almost purposely targeted to you? Well, that's the way I felt with, yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go. Now, let's see you clear them. Now, if you're familiar with mobile game ads, this game immediately seems obvious to you. So many times you'll see a mobile game advert, and the game is either not as good as it looks in the advert, or is just straight up an entirely different game. These are exactly like you would expect them to be, stick figures and all. There are 5 mini-games: Pin Pull, Number Tower, Parking Lot, Cash Run, and Color Lab. And there's not a whole lot to say really. With Pin Pull, you want to make sure the person gets to the treasure like you see in all those different adverts. In Number Tower, you've got to be able to defeat all of the towers, which just requires a lot of math calculation. Parking Lot involves you trying to get all the cars out, which is something that I see less ads for than some of the others, but is still a thing. Then you have Cash Run, which is a 3D runner game where you've got to use your stacks of fat cash to climb over these traffic cones and other obstacles. And then you've got Color Lab, which is another one that I see less adverts of nowadays, but you have to just get all of the right color fluid into the test tubes. All of the games are simple, but they are fun to play, honestly. The levels start off incredibly simple, so even if you don't understand the mechanic right away, you quickly get the idea. The only one that I did have trouble with was the 3D game, the water runner, just because with the slightly skewed angle, and I think my depth perception is slightly off, I did struggle sometimes to properly judge, when to go up and down. But apart from that, the games are quite fun. The game's charm is only amplified because unlocking levels is done through IQ, another thing that mobile game ads love to use. There's enough here to chew on for a good long while, making it definitely worth its money in my opinion. The levels do feel a little bit restrictive towards the end, like this isn't like Portal for instance where, there is a clear, defined way of doing things, but, it's open-ended enough that you can try and go about it at your own pace. This game feels like it has very specific solutions that you cannot deviate from, which obviously does become a bit of an issue towards the end, especially as some of the levels, especially in the parking lot, can get quite long, but it's not so frustrating to completely ruin the experience. Still, I'd recommend checking it out because even with that all in mind, it's still fun and charming enough that I like checking it out. It's probably one of the better cases we'll get to see of some of these different game types. Overall, the game isn't anything groundbreaking by any means, but if you've really been wanting to play those games that you've been seeing in those mobile game adverts, it scratches that particular itch in my opinion. And really, that's all I ask of it. You can check it out on Steam, and I imagine other game platforms too.